Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Nearly 10 years ago, a devastating tornado outbreak hit eastern Kentucky, the destruction and pain mirroring what we are seeing in the western part of the state. The city of West Liberty still has scars from that day in March, and the folks there know what Mayfield, Dawson Springs, and others will have to do to rebuild. Shelby Lofton shares their perspective.
Main Street is the heartbeat of West Liberty. But there are gaps in between the buildings, keeping the pulse of this town.
You know, a couple of businesses that aren't here anymore.
Multi-story structures now stand upright, shadowed by trees, chopped in half by a tornado.
We were standing in the parking lot and saw it come over the hill.
An EF3 tornado killed several and crushed this town. There are scars that mark the landscape of West Liberty. One of them, Wells Hill Elementary. A replacement school was built a few miles away. Folks who live here tell me this building serves as a reminder of what happened here.
It takes several years before you get back to some type of normal.
The commercial bank building is the picture of normal.
It cost a pretty penny, but the insurance paid for it all.
Bank employees feel safe inside these walls.
It's styrofoam with concrete down the center. And the odds of them being destroyed by a tornado are nil.
A large basement serves as a storm shelter. CEO Howard Elam says it took time to return to the rhythm of life.
It took 5 years, really.
Both he and Deputy Chief Wayne Lewis say Kentuckians know how to work hard.
You just have to tie your boots up tight and get your feet on the ground and start moving forward.
They said it's not days or months, it's years. With everyone's hearts in Western Kentucky, it's possible. In Morgan County, Shelby Lofton, WKYT.
Elam and Lewis say many business and homeowners had to cut through some red tape to rebuild. They say many of West Liberty's buildings were constructed decades ago when permits were different or even non-existent. Well, a heartbreaking update tonight out of Bowling Green. Police say they found the body of a 13-year-old girl missing after the tornadoes hit. Nissa Brown and 6 other members of her family were all killed in the storm. She was the last person authorities were searching for in that city. Bowling Green police say this effort has taken a toll on everyone involved, and the death toll in Kentucky is now up to at least 75. Governor Beshear says in-person unemployment help will be offered to every county impacted. He says some restrictions will be waived to provide assistance faster and in ways so that people won't have to find employment in other towns. One Big Sandy Community and Technical College instructor came up with the idea to help those impacted by the storms that rocked western Kentucky. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from the Mountain Arts Center, where the college has set up a tractor trailer to fill to the brim with supplies and donations for those in need.
People have lost their houses, they've lost their cars, they have lost loved ones in that part of the world. It's just total devastation. The people have nothing.
In western Kentucky, lives were changed forever after storms rolled through and caused severe damage to communities. After seeing this devastation and working in a nearby community years before, Big Sandy Community and Technical College CDL instructor Brian Phillips came to work with an idea on how to help those in need.
Monday when we came into work, I reached out to my supervisor, Rochelle Burchett, and I planted a seed in her head, trying to get donations here locally to take to western Kentucky.
The college is filling a tractor trailer to the brim with non-perishable food items, new blankets, diapers, and other things that may be needed in those communities. After it is filled, Phillips will drive the truck and trailer to BSCTC sister college, Owensboro Community and Technical College, which is close to some communities that were impacted.
We want to be there for them. For that very reason. We've lived through that. We know what that's like. And so to have the long-term support is going to be very important for the rebuilding of those communities.
Stepping up and reaching out to those in need.
Everybody stepped up to the plate. They didn't have to be asked. They said, this is an idea that we want to move forward so that we can take care of our communities.
And delivering hope to those who need it most. In Prestonsburg, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
To find out what items you can donate, you can check BSCTC's Facebook page. Phillips said the truck is expected to roll out on Monday morning at 8 a.m. or as soon as it's full. If other organizations are gathering donations and would like a way to transport them to Western Kentucky, BSCTC officials say there is room on the trailer, but you should contact them as soon as possible. Well, all of us at WYMT and across our parent company, Gray Television, are teaming up with the Salvation Army to raise money for tornado relief efforts. When you support Kentucky Rises and the Salvation Army Disaster Services, 100% of your donation is applied to the disaster survivors in those Western Kentucky communities. Now, there are several ways to donate. You can text HL Tornado to 51555 or go to WYMT.com for more information.
Watching another cold front move through the region this afternoon. Thankfully, this one just has a few showers with it as we head through the evening hours, though they could be plentiful at times. I-64 camera at Moorhead, you see the rainfall dropping down into the roadway there, and we are seeing plenty of soggy roadways out there right now. Temperatures, highs today. These are official numbers. The official climate report hasn't come out yet from the Weather Service, but I can confirm that Jackson did end up tying a record high of 70 today, as did London at 69. Both records originally set back in 2015. And look at Prestonsburg, Pikeville, Logan got up to 70 today. Same thing with Cumberland Valley. Though we are still seeing some temperatures dropping into the 50s now that the showers are moving into the far western parts of the area. You see, no big deal out there, just a few showers working through right now, though you may have a little bit of an issue on those commutes finishing up there. Middle 50s out there for tonight as showers continue to increase. I'll have the latest on how long those showers look to stick around coming up in just a minute. Steve?
Evan, thank you very much. We are just learning about an officer-involved shooting that occurred around midnight in Floyd County. Investigators say a man involved was taken to Pikeville Medical Center where he was treated and then taken to Pike County Detention Center. There's still no information about what exactly happened and how many people were involved. We will update you when we learn more. A court date is set for an Eastern Kentucky sheriff accused of assault. Police say Owsley County Sheriff Brent Lynch assaulted a girl involved in a fight at a basketball game in Perry County. Sheriff Lynch will be arraigned in Perry District Court on January 24th. He faces one charge of fourth-degree assault. Congressman Hal Rogers and other Kentucky officials gathered with private sector leaders to announce plans to grow the Commonwealth's workforce and help people struggling with addiction at the same time. WYMT's Zach Hawk was in Clay County for that announcement.
A plan to give vulnerable Eastern Kentuckians a second chance.
We will not give up. We will not relent, because the people of Southern and Eastern Kentucky are worth fighting for.
Volunteers of America Mid-State's President Jennifer Hancock accepted a $1.5 million federal grant.
Together, we will move people from recovery back to work.
VOA will develop and manage workforce opportunities for rural communities, a program to take people from active addiction to recovery to employment.
We all know that the pain and heartache of addiction can be overwhelming, but we can be their source of hope.
Hope by providing opportunity. Senate President Robert Stivers sees the impact job training can have in fighting the drug epidemic.
A skill, a training, hope, opportunity. That's what this day is about. It's a day that we should smile because we are affording people second chances.
During the 3-year grant period, officials estimate the program will serve 350 people in 8 counties.
Make no doubt, there is hope and possibility in Eastern Kentucky.
Hiring to launch the program is already beginning in Corbin. In Clay County, Zach Hawk, WYMT, Mountain News.
Officials with Volunteers of America Mid-States believe they will have the program fully staffed and operational by the end of January. WYMT's Zach Hawk spent time with an Eastern Kentucky woman in active recovery who found success in a similar VOA program and is a team member with this latest effort. We'll have her story tonight at 11. Governor Andy Beshear has declared Kentucky's chronic nursing shortage an emergency, planning to try and boost enrollment with nurse training programs in the state. The nursing shortage is stretched across all the United States, but as more nurses leave the industry, those who stay are being stretched thinner each day. Baptist Health Corbin has their own plans in place to bring nurses in and keep them, but the pandemic has only made things worse.
And during this pandemic, that has caused a lot of additional stress on nurses, and you take a new nurse dealing with the pandemic, it's very, very difficult. Even with the older nurses, it's very difficult.
Chief Nursing Officer Sherry Mays believes nursing is a calling and you cannot make people stay that don't have the drive for the job. Later tonight, we'll hear about several benefits Baptist Health and Corbin has put out for their nurses, as well as programs they've launched to bring in new ones.
Now I've got the latest coming up on showers moving in and whether or not any of us could see any heavy rain on the way.
And we'll tell you how a community is coming together to continue the legacy of fallen Pikeville police officer Scotty Hamilton.